Welcome to the presentation of my lesson. This lesson will focus on supporting high school students develop their understanding of rhetoric and how to help them develop powerful language. Later on in the lesson, I'll reveal more specific learning objectives. I'm going to go ahead and use Frame as a platform to show you the lesson plan. I will focus on Nearpod, and that will be the center of the lesson, but I thought that this would be a good opportunity to explore Frame and spend some more time getting to know all the different things that it has to offer for the classroom. It seems like a safe learning environment, maybe for as an alternative to Second Life, where you can use Android or an avatar, a robot, or an avatar, and it has communication tools. So let's go ahead and take a look. Here's the frame that I built around my lesson plan. Go ahead and have a seat in this nice recliner here. I've got a whiteboard in the background that you can go ahead and write on, as well as the text that my students will read. So I can write on the whiteboard, and any person that is in here, I send them a code. There's up to 20 visitors for free. It can easily be erased, and another one can be written. So this is, available not only for me as the instructor, it can also be downloaded. Let's go ahead and take a look at the text really quickly. So it zooms in, then you can go to the next page. It's a 2-page speech. It's about 5 minutes of reading, and then if a user clicks on the microphone, it'll take them to an actual version in YouTube where they can listen and see the speech delivered. So I actually like the idea of using Frame instead of just Zooming. All the things that I'm doing on a Zoom, I can actually go ahead and do in this virtual space. So there's the speech. To go ahead, it links up to this, like I said, audio or the YouTube, and then I have the assignment that would go along with this text, whether we're reading it, listening, both. This would be the worksheet that I'd have students go ahead and take a look at it as we're listening to it and looking at the text, and then I even put a link inside the handout to the text, just making everything available and super easy to get to. As well as this assignment, I'm getting a little lost here in my virtual world. It's a challenge to navigate, but then once you have it down, it's not difficult at all. I'm using arrow keys and my lesson letter keys. So let's go ahead and go into Nearpod, and this is going to be like the center of the lesson on rhetoric. There's a code that's given. These are the specific objectives that I told you would be available. There's background information inside Nearpod, as well as different photos. The overall lesson will take about an hour. It provides background info on ethos, pathos, and logos, but students would be familiar with that. And then it breaks down the directions. These directions will be repeated. The same 1, 2, 3 steps will be repeated several times. So here's an example. The quote is provided, and then a student will choose what they share, what they think it's pathos, ethos, logos. And then they would share it, and it also ends up showing what their response is compared to others in their class. So right now there hasn't been any participants, but it would go ahead and do a breakdown to show. And then with example 2, it would be the same thing. So it's this repetition. So students would again try to identify the appeal based on the quote, and that again would take about an hour to work through. After working through that Nearpod assignment, I have gone ahead and created kind of like a reflection assignment on the unit, because this lesson is a larger part of a rhetoric unit. And so I've provided a whiteboard because I was thinking that the whiteboards would help, like with directions, to provide directions. Now, when a teacher is here, on the top right hand side, there's the microphone and the speaker, and they can go ahead and speak to the whole class. So this is the reflection, and students would access it. It's a Jamboard, and it's basically regarding the unit. What do you know? What do you wonder? And then what did you learn? It's the KWL chart, but in Jamboard format. So we're making this KWL 2.0. Thank you so much for exploring with me and letting me show you my lesson. I hope that you enjoyed my exploration of frame and my lesson. Thank you.